What's going on, guys? I'm super excited because I've been trying to do this for a little bit now, and I am here with Jazz the Animal. If you guys have seen, we've been sharing with you that she has a fight this weekend. So before we talk about that, though, I think that, it's just she's a super interesting person. She has a very hard, work ethic, so I wanted to get a little bit into that before we tell you guys about the fight, how she got started and all of that. So how did you get started?
I got started. Well, I grew up in a household that all we did was watch boxing. My dad actually, he boxed out in Vegas and California and did the whole nine, but never really was a thought growing up. Up until I played football for the Tampa Breeze, and then after that I was like, I know my calling is sports.
Yeah.
But I went through tennis, basketball, football, and I'm like, I would always be in the garage hitting the heavy bag, and finally one day, my brother went to go train, and my dad was like, threw me in the ring, was like, let's see how you do, and he's just like, I see a world champion in you, so at that point I bugged him to train me.
Yeah.
And it it took a minute for him to think okay, women fight, it's never been a thing, but he's like, you just have the natural power, and we got into it, and one day he told me, he's like, if you give me your mind, body, and soul, he's like, I'll train you. So we started training. It was about 6 years ago.
Wow, 6 years.
Haven't looked back since. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So your brother also boxes?
He does not box. He's very athletic. He can if he wanted to, but it's just not his passion, and there's no point in wasting your life in a sport.
Yeah, that you don't really have the passion for.
Yeah, and men, it's very dangerous, so it's you don't want to you're putting your life on the line every time you step in the ring. So it's something you really have to sacrifice. It's your whole life. It's basically
for sure.
Your whole life.
So once you started 6 years ago, what was it like kind of transitioning into this new sport, this kind of new world,
Well, boxing, from every sport I've ever done, it's a different level. It's when you step in that ring, there's no lying on the training that you've done.
Right.
It's it reveals all your truths. It's it takes all your heart, and like any other sport, football, you practice 2 or 3 times a week. Boxing, you literally have to be so strict. It's if you miss a day of your run, your morning run, whether it's 4 or 6 miles, you see it in the ring.
Right.
So it really teaches dedication, and you have to give everything, discipline,
sure,
and it's just in the other sports, it's you get cut slack in other sports where you can slack off a little bit and still perform, but
for one, you don't really have practice with the person that you're competing against until that day. Sometimes you never even fought this person.
Right, and you can simulate it, but it's you just never know, because you don't know what they have where they can switch a style.
Right.
And styles make fights, so really you never really know what's in front of you.
Yeah, for sure.
So
do you remember your first fight?
I do remember my first fight.
Tell me a little bit.
It was in Dade City about 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago, and I'm not gonna lie, when I was in there, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Why did I
wait, time out.
I was like, what am I doing?
I know I've been training, but
why did I do this? But then at the end of the fight, they actually stopped it in the second round. That feeling of having your hand raised was just no other. It was I never felt like that in any other sport. So it's just I was hooked, yeah. So it actually takes getting in the ring and competing to actually for me, it wasn't love at first sight. You know? It's really built over time, and the more I get involved in it, and with every pro fight now, it's I fall in love with it more, and I catch myself if I don't talk about boxing 5 times in an hour, it doesn't make sense,
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely it's taken over my whole life.
What's one of the biggest lessons that you've learned through boxing, or that boxing has taught you?
Boxing has taught me so many lessons.
Yeah.
From from things like compassion, just seeing, because when you're boxing, all the boxing gyms are in the inner city. You see there's kids that that they're poor, and it's just like it's just so much compassion. And you actually walk into any boxing, it doesn't matter what boxing gym you walk into, and every single, from 5 years old to 45 years old, anytime you walk into a boxing gym, everybody, once that person walks in, they greet every single person in the gym with respect, whether they know you, whether they've seen you, it doesn't matter. That's like awesome. Everybody shows respect for each other, and it's such a beautiful sport. It's an art, really. People see it as it being like a tough person sport, but it really is just an art, and it's like it takes being in that ring to see how much it takes out of a person. And I've never done a sport. I would say play, but you can't really play boxing, if they say. But I've never been in a sport like it. You know.
That sounds awesome. So when was your last fight? It's been a little bit?
It's been a little bit. We had a hard year of finding fights. It's been over a year since my last fight. From the beginning of the year, going into my fight, after my last fight, I fractured my hand.
Oh wow.
So I fractured it in here, actually sparring for my first sparring session, getting ready for my next fight.
Okay.
And I took 10 weeks off, didn't touch it at all. Anytime I touched the bag, I could feel it. So I literally didn't touch anything until I felt it was completely gone. Then after that, we had like 2 or 3 fights scheduled, all which have fallen out like within days of the fight. So literally I've sold tickets and then like gone, you know, and they either, when they like look me up, they pull out of the fights because they see that I have a high knockout ratio. A lot of girls don't want to ruin the records, you know, with that. So it's been hard finding a fight, but finally we have a girl she's a veteran. She's a 10-year veteran, 22 pro fights. So she's been in the ring. She's been around blocks. She's a true professional that like knows like, hey, you don't pull out of fights, you know. So we have a good one on our hands.
That's awesome. And so what has the last year and a half basically like looked as far as training? Like, how do you maintain yourself, you know, ready for somebody to be like, hey, I got to fight for you?
I stay ready. If anybody knows me, like you see me at the gym every single day. Like for me to pull out of the gym for 2 days, like it's because I'm sick or something, like it's crazy. It doesn't even matter which gym. I'm at a different gym every day, but it's really like, it's just such a passion that I don't see it as like going to work. You know, it's my career, so it is my job, but I just love it so much that I don't want to take breaks from it. So it's like from this year layoff of not fighting, I've been, even with my sparring, I spar twice a week, regardless if I'm getting ready for a fight or not. Even if I know it's going to fall through, I still train up until that last day like I'm going to fight. So we're always ready. For the most part. So.
You heard her, she's
always ready. Always.
So tell me about this fight. Like, what are you expecting? Like, what are you feeling?
The girl's very durable. So we always, no matter whoever it is, we always train for the distance. So I train like I'm fighting a championship fight, even though this is only my 6th pro fight. So, you know, this is the entry of professional boxing. But I train like I'm training for a world title fight. So obviously, like, the goal is, you know, a knockout, because I love knocking people out.
It sounds bad.
It sounds bad, but I love knocking people out.
We're just training for me to knock her out.
But you know,
you know, whatever happens in between.
But
you know.
if it goes to the judges and the decision goes to the judges, we look at it as we got the experience, the round experience. So. When we move on to those 6-round, 8-round fights, you know, we know mentally we can go the distance. Because sometimes you get these knockout punchers that have never gone past 2 or 3 rounds, and finally when somebody takes them into deep water because they have experience, like 6, 7, 8 rounds.
They don't have like the endurance.
They don't, and mentally they don't know if they can actually, you know, go that. So it can take a lot away from you. But we train to go the distance. So whatever happens, you know, hopefully we get the good end of it, which, you know.
Well, fingers crossed. So, give me a little more details about where the fight is, what time, how they can get tickets.
Okay, so it's this Saturday coming up, May 11th. Doors open at 5:30. First fight's at 6:30. It's at the Bay Front Hilton Hotel in St. Pete. I want to say the address is 333 First Street. Not 100% sure.
We will post that.
We will post it. You can go on my Instagram, which is hashtag. No, not hashtag. It's _ See, I'm not good at this technology shit. _animal_boxing_. I have the fight poster on there. For tickets, my phone number is actually on one of the flyers. you can reach me there. Or you can get them at the door, which would be the easiest thing. Actually, now that I think about it, I ran out of tickets.
Yeah.
I sold all my tickets. So and today's my last, scratch that. I sold all my tickets. Today's my last day running around. So get your tickets at the door.
Yeah.
They will be there. But yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're ready for the Saturday.
Well, I will be there. So if you guys are coming out, come show some support. Go to her Instagram, give her a follow, and
Perfect.
We believe in you, so we already know you're gonna
the
knock
best
her
team
out.
behind me, like the best supplement in all of Tampa, Plant City. Like they always support me, and it's cool to have a business that is ran by women supporting
for sure
a woman in a man-dominated sport, just like you guys did.
And a man-dominated
business, but so, we're taking over, so they can't stop it.
Slowly but surely. Stay tuned. No.
Right? They can't stop it.
Well, is there anything else that you wanna say, that you wanna leave out there?
I want to see everybody's face Saturday. Come support local talent. Who knows how long I'm still gonna be in Tampa? So while I'm here, get your tickets. There's probably the cheapest you'll ever get them. $40 at the door. See you guys Saturday.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Thanks.
Thank you.